Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Well, it is 5 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon, early evening, and I am sitting outside, relaxing a little bit. I've been doing a lot of stuff inside today, and we are getting ready to go to our, well, Alex isn't home yet. He's gonna leave work about 10 till 6. And then we're gonna go to dinner at our friend's house. They invited us to come over, and she's gonna cook a home-cooked meal, which is really nice. I'm excited about that. But I know I promised you guys a longer vlog, and because we're going over there, I have to start getting ready about 5:30, 5:40. So this vlog is gonna have to be just like a half an hour long today. I apologize. I promise you I will get a longer vlog up. It gives you time to catch up. Let's look at the positives. Let's look at this with a different perspective. It gives you time to catch up on maybe some of the vlogs that you've never seen before, right? You can just pick any vlog from back in the day or recently that you haven't seen. Anyway, I've had a good day today. Slept in a little bit. Last night, we heated up our, our leftover fried rice. And then we watched The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, and which is in the Berkshires, and the Berkshires, and it's at Dorinda's house, Bluestone Manor. And then we watched Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think we watched that last night. Did we watch that last night? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then I was talking to Tanya, and Alex was talking to his cousin, and then after I got off the phone with Tanya, I was like, I'm tired, I need to lay down for a little bit. So I laid down about 11 o'clock, and I woke up at about 1:30, and I came downstairs, and I don't even really remember what I did. I watched some like drag pageant thing inside, just sitting in the chair inside. I watched some drag pageant thing for a while, and then I came out here. It was such a beautiful evening last night. The sky was clear, and it was just so nice. And so I watched the newest episode of Only Murders in the Building, and then I was gonna go to bed because I was kind of tired, and I was like, well, there's this new true crime documentary on Netflix called The Girl in the Picture. And I was like, I think I'm going to, hey, how are you? Good, how are you doing? Good. And then I was like, I think I'm going to start this new true crime documentary called The Girl in the Picture. But it was like an hour and 40-some minutes long, so I was like, I think I'm just going to watch like the first 20 minutes and then I'll go to bed. I ended up watching the whole thing. The whole thing. And taking breaks while I was watching it. So I ended up going back to bed very, very late last night. But let me just tell you, as a true crime lover and lover of true crime documentaries, this was one of the best true crime documentaries. I mean, probably the best one I've seen all year. Definitely the best, one of the best I've seen in a long time. For several different reasons. First of all, the story, like, is concluded at the end. There's so many different people that they talk to throughout it. You know, people that knew the victim, people that, it's really, really well done. And investigators, FBI, friends, things like that. It's just incredibly done. And there is so much homage that is paid to the victim. Like, the whole thing is done really to, the whole documentary is done really around her, and it's fantastic. And the other thing is that, like, once you think you have figured it out, or like you're like, oh my god, this is crazy, it's like, it gets crazier and crazier and crazier. So, yeah, that was fantastic. I'm really glad that I watched that. And then I got up today and did some stuff around the house, and then I made a drama video, which is uploading right now. And then Alex is going to come home, and we're going to go to dinner, and it'll be real fun. And we just got our HOA neighborhood newspaper right here. And if you guys want to hear, like, I won't read you specific things, but like, the board president always does like this thing at the beginning of it. And he's like, don't you love living here in the summers? He's talking about like looking out the windows at baby robins. It's so sweet. And like the dogwood trees in the neighborhoods, and our swimming pool has never looked better. So anyway, and then there's the Treasurer's 2 cents, which talks about like what our HOA fees go towards and all this kind of stuff. And then there's a note from our landscape chairman. that at the end of it, it says, I want to give a friendly reminder to all that it is up to you to keep your flower beds weeded and looking tidy. I think that might be directed at us because we need to get out here and weed some of this. I told Alex last weekend, or the weekend before, I was like, it would take us just like a half an hour. It's hard for me to get down like with my back, but my back is feeling better. So I think that if it was just like a half an hour, I could get down there and do it. And then I had said something on here. My idea had been if I just took like an area like each day and just did like 20 minutes, like it would be extensively done by the end of it. So then more social events coming. They're going to continue with the cocktails and mocktails party. And then there are going to be 2 concerts in the fall. And usually what they do is they have like just like a trio come out from like or a quartet from like the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra or something like that. They play like by the pool. It's really nice what they do. I've never gone, but it's really nice. And I've like driven by when they've like had people out there. They usually do like a food truck and stuff like that. And then there were different suggestions that were at the cocktails and mocktails party. Have our photos in the directory so we can recognize our neighbors, which I think is a fantastic idea. Although they say in here, I'm not sure photos are practical. The time and expense of obtaining them would make it unlikely. I don't know that I necessarily think that that's true, that it would be that expensive. I don't know. If you just took a picture on your phone and uploaded it, I think that would be pretty easy. Need a mention of our little library in the newspaper each month. And then neighborhood news like passings of people, moving, and stories. And include residents' birthdays in each edition. I think that's nice. I think that would be nice. And then security committee update. And they're talking about like they're putting cameras up in the neighborhood. And then they're also looking at, so when my mom lived here, there's a guard gate at the front. And there were like those things on either side that when you came in or went out, like it had to be raised. And there's a back gate. So back gate and the front way and the back way are the only ways that you can get in. The back gate still closes. Like you have to have a thing to get in and out. If you remember in my car, I would like push it up here because I had it up there. So they're talking about having another guard at the gate. So anyway, and then real estate corner is when stuff is for sale. There's nothing for sale right now in here. They talked about one that's sold. They list like how much it sold for and everything. I think that's kind of interesting. And then they have a quiz in here they put every month, and they ask which couple was married on like a significant date. It was like a date in history. And then they have notes from the board meeting. And they welcome new residents. Okay, so this was the reason why I kind of wanted to read this to you. Now, I read this when this comes out cover to cover, which I'm sure is a big surprise to all. But I have to tell you what is so funny is, so I did this video on my Peter Does Stuff channel, and I was like showing the pool and the lakes and stuff like that. And somebody commented and said, they're not lakes, they're ponds. Which I'm like, whatever, okay. Sure, ponds, I could care less, right? So this is so funny what it says in here. So somebody said what lives, so it's like there's a whole section that says what lives in our lakes. And it says, first, let's get one thing straight. We live on lakes, not ponds. A lake is defined as a body of water, page turn, where you can't see the bottom all the way across. If out in the middle you see bottom or plants in the bottom, it's a pond. This definition may have been written by Hoosiers who otherwise would have even fewer lakes than they already do, but those who developed this property were correct when they used the name ponds instead of lakes. Lakes have a lot of critters that live in them, some by design and some that just show up due to the laws of nature. Fish, of course, are most abundant. We have several species. They talk in here about having bluegills. We also have red ear sunfish, but they look similar. Those fish that gather down by the bridge waiting someone to throw them some bread are bluegill. Those are prolific breeders, making beds in sandy areas in the spring. Large mouth bass, as opposed to smallmouth bass, which love rocky bottoms and cooler waters, are most fishermen's favorites. Bass, does it say that they are here? We also have channel catfish. As many as 900 were stocked just a few years ago. These are ferocious fighters and scavengers that keep the lakes clean. Another abundant species is shad. They are a trash fish, which, a trash fish, that's what I'm going to title this video, which find their way into lakes by birds. You might see fish in the middle of a lake swimming in circles on the surface. Those are shad. They aren't desirable because they can't be caught on a hook. I keep on seeing something over here, and I'm thinking it's my neighbor, but it's not. On a hook and line, and because they strain the resources of a lake, which can only support a certain amount of fish. And then they talk about a wiper, which is a hybrid fish. All kinds of fish. Muskellunge. These can grow to over 4 inches long. 4 inches or 4 feet? Can't be 4 feet. That's like a shark. He said, I know a couple that were caught, and I imagine they are dead now. Well, if they were caught, I'm sure that they probably are. There are also schools of minnows, some stocked as food for the base, and some who also hitched a ride. I just love how this is written. Hitched a ride on birds and are there naturally. 3 species of turtles live here that I know of, and of course frogs and a few harmless snakes. There are actually quite a few big turtles that I've seen. In the new year, oh Lord, in the last couple of years, a new critter has turned up called Birosia. It is an extremely ugly, gelatinous mass of one-celled animals that form themselves into ball. I saw one the size of a basketball. Oh my God. And attach themselves to the bottom of boats or limbs and sometimes just float on the surface, sinking if you try and get them out of the water. Somebody in here, they say his name, but said, has rightly said a mass of them looks like a brain. Though they are ugly, they are harmless. They filter the water for one thing. Look them up on Google to see photos and take note that their presence is a sign of healthy water. One compound they produce is being tested as an anti-cancer drug. Oh, that's interesting. Then they put a joke to end it all. They don't even say like, and that was a great month. They just end it with a joke. Did you hear about the guy who lost his job in a mirror factory? It was no reflection on him. I love this neighborhood so much. I do. Makes me so happy to live here. Cracks me up. Trash fish and mirror jokes. That woman, whenever she drives by, her car is so nice, and she looks like she's about 70 something. And her car is really nice, but it's so loud. And it's like, she drives through here. I'm like, all right, speed racer, go on. It's a good day. It's beautiful. Actually, my neighbor next door, my younger neighbor, I saw her out here when I was sitting out here earlier, and she was walking to the pool. And I said, have fun. And then when I went out to get the mail, I was like, it's kind of nice out. I mean, it's like nice today. Like, today would have been a good day to go to the pool. I wish I would have got my butt up earlier, got my stuff done, and then I could have spent the afternoon at the pool. It's kind of windy, though, is the only thing. Tomorrow, Caroline and I are spending the day together. I need to text her and see what time she's going to come and pick me up. I think she said 11:45 or 12. And then we'll probably run around for an hour. We might go to the pool tomorrow. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow. And then I'll probably film some stuff in the afternoon. I feel like Alex has plans tomorrow. No, he doesn't have plans tomorrow that I'm aware of. I think his plans were tonight, this dinner that I am going to as well. So I'll just sit out here, you know, probably for 40 minutes to an hour tomorrow night and film a vlog. Do a little bit longer vlog. I hear music far away. I don't know what they got done, but they have like on her walkway, there's like a rope thing across there with like some kind of like note on it that you can't walk across. She already walked to her mailbox. She didn't see me when she walked out over there. I wish she would come out so I could ask her, or him. I love this shirt, but it doesn't really go with much. And so I had like 3 pairs of jean shorts. I used to only wear jean shorts in the summer. And I had a pair of jean shorts that I had literally cut off from jeans, which is what I need to do. And they like ripped. like, and in not very great places. And so I ended up throwing them out. And then recently I found, I'm gonna move you guys up here, hold on a second. Recently I found a pair of, they're really cute too, Levi's. They like curled up on the ends, and they looked like, you know, I had made them myself. Levi's, what do you call it? Jean shorts. But when I tried them on, they were way, way too big. So big. And I was like, well, they didn't have the tags on them. I was like, well, I never got to wear these. And I feel like I kind of remember getting them, like it was before. I always buy stuff before trips. And that's the thing is, I need to go in that closet and look at everything that I have in there, because I have to believe there's so many things that don't fit me. And then I need to take those things out and donate them. And then I need to bring the stuff from the basement. Because what I do is, I do like a load of wash. And I might bring up, like, I live like in sweat shorts at home. So I'm almost kind of embarrassed to show you guys. But I have like, well, I have these like camouflage. They don't match this shirt at all. I have these camouflage. I think I got them at Abercrombie Outlet like a couple years ago. They now fit me. But like I'll bring up a pair of like sweat shorts and like a t-shirt, and then like if I'm going somewhere the next day, like a pair of like, I have like black and blue shorts like at Target, like nicer shorts. And then they're that Goodfellows brand. I love them because they're like a stretchy waist. And then I'll bring up like a t-shirt. Like I have like a blue Ralph Lauren t-shirt I wear with it sometimes, or a North Face t-shirt that I wear with the blue shorts. And then sometimes I just wear like a black t-shirt with the black shorts. But that's kind of like it. Like that's my go-to, like what I wear in the summer. And, well, this summer, you know, and I'm in between sizes right now, which is tough because I don't want to buy a bunch of stuff. And when I do go to buy stuff, or when I have looked, like Caroline and I went to go look at some denim shorts. This has been like a month ago. There weren't really many options, but I was kind of in between sizes. So like one size was way too tight, and the other size, I'm sure a lot of you relate to this, the other size was like way too loose. And so I was like, well, what do I do? I mean, I need to lose another 10 or 20 pounds. The problem is I've kind of plateaued because I just have not been eating healthy, which has been my plan for quite some time now, and I just haven't gotten back on this plan. So I need to get back on the plan of eating healthy and walking and doing all that kind of stuff. And I feel like my days just kind of go by, and like I get a lot of stuff done, but there's always those things that I want to get done that I don't get done. Like I ordered these weights from Amazon. I mean, it's probably been 2 months ago now, and the box has been sitting in our living room. And it's like one of those things that's like sits like this, and then they have 2, 5, 5, 10, and 10 weights on them. And I thought, well, that would be good for me just to start like building my upper body again, you know? And then I could walk around the neighborhood, and that would be my cardio. Like if I did like, let's just say like a half an hour to 45 minutes a day walking, and then let's say if I did a half an hour of like weight training, just upper body weight training, like that would be good. Like that would be enough exercise for me right now. And then if I was eating healthy and I was eating more fruits and vegetables, like that would be good, right? And that was my plan. Well, that plan hasn't started yet. I've been lazy as hell and just wanting to eat a bunch of bad stuff. So although I will say this, that I've gotten rid of almost everything that's like bad in the house, you know, other than the things that I review. But like, I don't really eat those. It's funny because like every once in a while, like I had a little bit of a crumble cookie yesterday, and I looked in the box, and like Alex had eaten quite a bit of the crumble cookies. And, he's always, you know, so hard on himself. He's like, I've gained so much weight. I'm like, you haven't gained any weight at all. You look great. But yeah, I don't typically, and yesterday it was weird because I had a little bit of the chocolate chip cookie. I don't typically eat the chocolate chip cookie. I warmed it up in the microwave and had a little bit of it. So I need to get back on the health thing, and I had all these plans for July, right? Get back on the health thing and start reading and whatever. And I think that's part of why maybe I kind of felt sad the other day. Was I was kind of in my head, like, beating myself up about all these goals that I had, because even though I feel like at times I'm somebody that is extremely successful in, not necessarily in life, but just in getting things done on a daily basis. Like I set goals for myself and I get those things done, right? There's always like 5 more things on my list that I want to do, and I like beat myself up about that sometimes. Now there are days that I'm just like, you're not going to get everything done on your list. It's just, that's unrealistic. So let it go. That's not going to happen, right? But then there are those days that I'm just like, I beat myself up like crazy, and I'm like, gosh, you could have got this done, or, you know, like, and I think the other thing that I realize is some of these things that are on my list are things that literally, if I like set my mind to it, would take like 10 minutes. Like, one of the things that I have found with the basement is I don't even have to spend an hour down there. I can spend 15 minutes and I'm just like shoveling stuff in bags, you know, to be thrown out or go to donation. It's like I have it all like organized how I want it to go. And right now we have too much stuff down there to even like fit into the trash, you know, for this week and next week. So there are all of these like books of my mom's that fall apart. Have fallen apart. I think if I just take one thing at a time and get it done and do it, like, I feel so much better when I do that, you know? It's interesting because when I was watching this documentary last night, there's part of it that talks about the foster care system, or a foster family in there, and in a really positive light. And, you know, I think like when we watch television or documentaries or movies, or you just hear stories online, it's like there is so much negativity around the whole foster care system. And, you know, having been a social worker for a long time, trust me in knowing that there is a lot of horrific things that occur in the foster care system. There's a lot of people that abuse the system. There's a lot of abuse that occurs in the system. There's a lot that isn't good about the system, right? But interestingly, when I was watching this show last night, I have a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, that she grew up in, I would say, like 4 to 5 different foster families from the age of like, you know, 5 years old until she like was 15 or 16, and then she lived with her grandmother. And her mom, you know, was in and out of her life and things like that. But like today, she calls these families like her parents. Like she'll say like, or her aunt and uncle, you know, she'll say like this is like, you know, they're like my mom and dad. She says, she calls them something. This one family, she calls them something else, but like she'll say like my aunt and uncle or whatever, and she's still really close with them, and she has amazing stories to tell and experiences of how well they treated her, and, you know, I don't know, I know that there are horrific things that happen in foster care. I've also had friends of mine that were in foster care and had horrific, I mean, like, to this day, are like, I am still haunted by the things that happened to me in foster care. So, you know, and she actually is one of only many people that I know that had a good experience in foster care. But it was interesting that it was like a positive light on foster care. Like, I don't think that that is typically the case, you know? Do you know what's so funny about today? Today is a day that I could literally sit out here and talk for like an hour and a half, and I can't because I have to be ready for this dinner. I'm sorry. I know. You guys were like, don't apologize. I know, I shouldn't apologize. We do need to get on this walkway. It's weed central. They said in here that if you don't do it, or if you don't want to do it, they'll hire somebody to do it and you can just pay them. And I thought, how much? I mean, it really wouldn't take much to weed our front yard. I mean, honest to God, it probably would take, I mean, with somebody that, like, if it was like, you know, worked for a landscaping company, it would probably take them 20 to 30 minutes. But me, with my back, and Alex, and it would probably take us a half an hour to an hour. But we need to get it done. I noticed this woman the other day that she's on the board, but she's not the landscaping person. She like walked by and she was like, I was standing in the kitchen. Oh, I was doing a TikTok, and she was standing in the kitchen, and she was, I'm doing TikToks again. I'm reviewing things on TikToks. And she was like really watching like she was like, I was like, eyes on your own paper. Okay, I've seen your yard. And she's got a pretty nice one. But anyway, I was like, eyes on your own yard. We'll get it fixed one of these days. It did look so nice for so long. We've got these two weeds at the front, like right at the beginning of the walkway, that are about a foot tall. They kind of welcome you up to the walkway. Those need to go. I mean, I could literally just go down there and pull them out, right? That's what I need to do. I kind of like watching them blow in the wind, though. Is it a weed or is it a flower? I don't know. It's a weed. Get out of the weeds! Get out of the weeds! There's like such a nice little breeze. I can even feel a little bit of it up here today. The tree is like bending in the wind. So nice. Love it. Well, listen, you guys. I'm going to go inside and I'm going to start uploading this vlog so that I can at least hopefully be like uploading it while I'm gone, because there's no chance that I can get it uploaded before I leave, I don't think. And I'm going to get off here now. So I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Wednesday. Tomorrow I will do a longer vlog. And remember these 3 important things. Number 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. Number 2, sometimes you have to work hard at it though. Like the other day I had to work kind of hard at it. Number 2, and I still struggled with it. But you can restart your day. You can start your day over whenever you want. Number 2, practice random acts of kindness, but don't tell anyone. Shh. And number 3, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. And thank you guys so much for hanging out on the front porch with me. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. Happy birthday, Lena.